A very chilly night with Shawnee Mission East. The Lancers come in with a losing record of 4-5. However, they have won, I believe, 4 straight, and at least they have won 3 in a row getting through district play. And the Lions come in here with a very impressive 8-1 record, the only setback coming to Olathe North. Hi, everybody. Jim Brasietto and Nate Florell and Channel 6 Sports along with you for postseason football, 6A style. And Nate, this is a position that the Lancers are not used to as far as a football program being in the postseason, and especially coming up against the Lawrence High Lions, and who are just veterans of postseason play.
Well, absolutely. They just have no experience in the playoffs in the past few years, and right now I think they're feeling a little bit foreign to this cold weather as well. You get this late in the season, you don't know how to play in this type of conditions. Definitely Lawrence High has got the advantage in that area as well, with the experience of a great quarterback, J.D. Lauterbarger, and Garrett Attic back from the game. They didn't have him in before.
Yeah, that one was a 12-10 contest. The Lions could have possibly lost as Andy McClatchy tried a 45-yard field goal attempt, and he just fell shy on that one. But again, as you mentioned, Garrett Attic and Thomas Daniels both missing that game, and you take a lot of running offense out of that.
Absolutely. You know, that's pretty much half the 3/4 of the offense. You're going to see Lawrence do a lot of option football tonight to their advantage. Running the football in cold weather is always an advantage. And I think when you take those 2 guys out, you're really putting them into a situation where they're a different team.
Shawnee Mission East won the toss, deferred the toss. There's not much breeze here, if any at all, but they will kick off first to Lawrence High School, taking it to 1. Straight up the middle, now hit at the 20 and down at the 24-yard line. On the return for the Lions was Thomas Daniels, a 23-yard kickoff return. And the Lions again on offense first. Here's the offensive front: McInnes, Mason, Webb at center, Brett Romeo right guard, Lee Myers, an all-conference unanimous selection. And on the defensive unit, there's the receiving core of Ortega. He was missing in the last meeting. Kilpatrick and Grant. J.D. Lauterbarger, Garrett Attic, and Thomas Daniels. First play from scrimmage off the left tackle. This is Attic. He's a second-team all-conference runner, and he gains a couple to the 27-yard line. Lancers defensive front for you. It's Abrams, who also swings a tight end offensively. Pitt, Friend, a good nose guard. Bagby, number 77, goes at 266, and Schubert's the right end. And it'll be Riggle and Davis, the 2 linebackers, and Petzold, Keller, Frankham, and Ludwig in the secondary. Flag stopped the play, and that could go against Lawrence High School.
Well, that gives you an idea of what they want to do with their offense tonight. Going right, you see a legal procedure by Lawrence, but they're going to right to the option, attack those ends, and see how quick they are. East is very strong up front, but I tell you what, they don't have the speed in Daniels that Lawrence has right there.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Move the Lions back now. 2nd down and 12. Tobin Ortega checks out of the football game for the Lions. JoJo Polk also serves as running back in. They run the option right side. Here's Daniels on the pitch. He gets loose and picks himself up about 7-8 yards on the carry, and he's up to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Lions.
Well, there'll be no surprises tonight. Thomas Daniels is going to get the football a lot, and they're going to run right off of Pat Mason and also Lee Myers on the right tackle side. That's their strong side for this offense. As you see Thomas Daniels running right in the corner. He's going to do it again, Jim.
He got 10 on that carry. 3rd down and 2. Off the right side, Attic, and he may have stretched out for that 1st down. It appears from this vantage point he's just shy, Nate.
Yeah, Todd Friend came up and made the tackle, their strong nose guard. These guys are a very big team up front. They've got guys, and Scott Pitt is 6'3", 270 pounds, and then they got Friend, who's 200 pounds, and then Bagby, who weighs 266 pounds. That's very strong up front. And then they have quick guys around the ends, and Schubert, 175 pounds, and Abrams, 188 pounds. These guys are good athletes on the corners and very strong up front.
Lions got the 1st down by inches. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line as you look across the way of the Lions bench, clad in white tonight. They are the visiting team. Shawnee Mission East in all black, as the home team had the choice of the jerseys. JD settles in. First down and 10 off the right tackle. This is Attic. First man through. He gains 3 up near the 40-yard line. And Garrett Attic missing a couple of games this season. Comes into this one with 5:58 on the ground.
Yeah, and he got a chance to do this against the Lancers last time they played. He's a big chunk of their offense. Garrett, he runs really well off of Lee Myers' butt right there. I tell you what, he is a strong runner. He's going to definitely get 3 or 4 yards every time he touches a football.
Todd Friend was in on the tackle this time to the near side. Attic, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Attic on the run.
Well, there's a good look at a couple good linebackers. David Davis comes up and makes the stick on Garrett. Garrett driving his legs, but they tangle him up right there. They're going to be strong up front. Trent Frankham came in and made a nice tackle as well.
Frankham, number 5, 178-pound senior.
That's okay for Lawrence High. This is just setting up the option for them, the running off tackle right here.
3rd and 4, they go off tackle again. Here's Attic slipping some tacklers, and he's across midfield into East territory. The man who tripped him up was Ryan Petzel, the free safety. But Garrett Attic gets the Lions' second first down of this football game.
Oh, he's got just tremendous leg drive right here. Looking off tackle, good block, kick out blocks. Willie McInnes knocks his guy to the side really well. Then Garrett keeps his balance and gets a couple extra yards.
Lions at the 48-yard line of Shawnee Mission East. First down and 10, 8:45 to play here in the first. No score. A little misdirection handoff. Here's Daniels, and Thomas is nailed. That's Davis again. Boy, David Davis had a great football game for the Lancers against Lawrence High School back in the 3rd week of the season.
He did. He's a gamer. He's a senior. He sheds his block really well, coming right off of 52 right there. Oh, I tell you what, Shane Wett had a chance to knock him to the side, but he kind of slipped, and Davis came up and took advantage of that.
It'll be a 1-yard pickup for Thomas on the play. 2nd down and 9, the football at the 47 of Shawnee Mission East. The Lions with the first possession of this game. Now Cox split out to the top. Now run the option. The pitch back behind Daniels. He tries to string it out and is nailed. He still ends up picking up 4 yards on the play. First one to hit him was Spencer Schubert.
Pitch out to Daniels on the 43-yard line.
Well, this is the anticipated option. It's why you run off tackle so much. Faking to Attic, coming around the corner, prematurely tossing the football right there. That's why this ball is cut off. I tell you what, if you're a Nebraska Cornhusker fan, you know all about this option. And I tell you what, you do not pitch when your hand skates out that wide.
It didn't look like JD had too many ways to go there either, and that pitch almost a little too far behind Thomas Daniels. 3rd down and a 4-yard, call it, as Daniels has it, and he gets across the 35 to the 34-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 35. Big hole off right tackle that time.
Yeah, Lee Myers is doing an exceptional job so far. He's getting good splits, and he's kicking his man out really well. As you see 75 just kick his man, I believe is one of the linebackers, Davis, creating a hole for Daniels to run for 6 or 7 yards.
Lions converting 3 times in 3rd down situations in this football game. Lawrence High with the top rushing offense in Sunflower League play, 322 yards a game on average. Attic is stacked up, but he still manages a couple.
Attic on the run. Gain of
Like
about a
Schubert
yard.
came in on the stop as well as Brian Riggle, who's in that linebacking position for Shawnee Mission East.
Tackle made by
Hill
Riggle.
is out. He was injured a few games back, so Riggle, who is one of the running backs, in now playing at linebacker next to Davis. 2nd down and 9. Here's Attic again, and he's across the 30 to the 27-yard line before he's pulled down.
Well, that's a good look at Garrett Attic right there as he's running off of Lee Myers once again. The coaching staff is kind of confused at what they're doing right here. You know, they know what is happening, but they're not getting the execution up front. It's unbelievable that Lawrence is out manning this football team. It's just sheer determination and heart right now for the Lions.
Lions have run 11 plays in this drive as Attic goes off tackle behind Lee Myers and gets another first down. This time down to the 27-yard line. A good time-consuming drive too, Nate.
Oh, they're just taking up the whole clock, and I believe if they keep this up the rate they're going, they're going to use the whole clock right there. I tell you what, good decisions right here. That is a gimme, but you know what, JD, he can pull that ball out and run right around end right there for the option.
Yeah, it's just about time for him to do that in this drive. He's yet to carry. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line or 24-yard line of Shawnee Mission East. And this is JD, who pulled it out and kept it himself, thrown out of bounds at the 21. Stops the clock at 5:37.
Lauderbarger on the keeper.
Well, just as we call it, we see JD do it. That is something that you can't anticipate with this option. And JD's a smart football player. If he can hold on to the football and he can encourage these guys to hold on as well, they're going to take up the clock and they're just going to consume the whole football game. He's got good numbers too. Averaging 6 yards a carry, 253 yards.
It's time he hands it off, bouncing off. It's added in the secondary, down inside the 10 before he's pulled down. Boy, this has been the Garrett Addick drive here.
Well, why not? I tell you, he's got such a great surge up front. Watch Willie McKinnis and Pat Mason come out and kick their men out. Look at 77, just annihilate his man. That's a pancake block, folks. Look at Garrett Addick drive those legs. He's a Rocky Marciano of this league. He's a gamer.
Looked like Frankham in on the stop. Davis was back there to prevent the 6, but it may be just putting it off for a little bit with 5:15 to play. The Lions threatening first down and goal from the 10. Here's Addick, and he's stuck and nailed back by Ryan Petzold. A couple of Lancers got him down low.
Well, watch 83 on this play, Jim. He creeps up really late, and he comes up to make the stick. They're bringing all their people up front, and there's no bones about it. They're going to try to stop the run tonight.
Scott Pitt was down at the bottom of that pile to make the first hit. It was a gain of 1. Second down, and it's actually 9. It's close to the end zone, right on the goal line for a first down, so the Lions do not have to score to get it another first down. Fake to Addick. Here's the option. There's Daniels as they string it out. Thomas shoots for the corner, but down at the 3-yard line. There was Ryan Petzold who got him, number 83. Here's a look at it from down low.
This is a great angle to watch, number 25. We saw him before the game, and he said, I'm all go for this game tonight. Just look at his eyes. He gets the ball in the corner. Watch him get low right here, square up his shoulders. Going right for the cone. He gets an extra yard right there. Great stop, though, by number 15.
Drew Keller.
Keller, he's their quarterback, making an exceptional stop right there. Brings up a 3rd and goal.
Clock under 4 minutes. 3rd and goal from the 3. Here's Addick, and touchdown Lions.
Touchdown made by Addick.
76-yard drive for the Lions, and Garrett Addick carried most of the load, and he gets the 6 points for Lawrence High School.
Well, exclamation point for the Lions right there. That's who you want to carry the football. He carried it the majority of the load all the way down here, consuming the clock all the way down to 3:53. Garrett Addick with a great big boost tonight and a touchdown Lions.
Mike Mondi, who has been kicking extra points well the last couple of weeks, does it again this time and nails it true. Oh, he missed it. Ooh, he pushed it. So the Lions will maintain a 6-0 lead here, but they have used a lot of the first quarter to get on the scoreboard. 3:53 to play here in the first. 6-0 Lawrence High. Addick carries across for his 13th touchdown running this year. And here's David Humbarger. And he kicks this one short. It's taken at the 16-yard line. That's Gagnon. And Adam Gagnon gets out to the 35. 19-yard return for Gagnon. Now here's the offensive line for Shawnee Mission East. Pitt, Cleansing, Davis will work at center now. New player at right guard, Jinho Ha. And Chris Bagby works at right tackle. There's Abrams, Petzold, and Prino, who are the receiving corps. Keller starts at quarterback, and Kuntz and Riggle scheduled to start in the backfield, and they are out there. Handoff goes to Gagnon, and he got one before he's run into. And nailing him was Dominic Kilpatrick.
Tackle made by
Lions defensive front goes Ortega, Myers, Foster, Webb, and Houston. The linebackers, Bremer and Kilpatrick, who made that stop. Kaufman, who led the Sunflower League in interceptions with 6. Daniels, the other corner. Garrett Addick and J.D. Lauderbarger, the free safety. JoJo Polk in it. The cornerback position on this play now for Thomas Daniels defensively. Daniels recuperating from a hip pointer. And here's Gagnon, a nice run as he gains 6 out to his own 42-yard line.
Gagnon on the run to the
Well,
40.
Gagnon had a lot of room right there. Chris Bagby, their 266-pound tackle, gave him a nice kick-out block, but he just got tripped up by the turf right there.
Gagnon had 8 carries for 26 yards against the Lions in that first meeting, and he was rather impressive late in that game. He comes in just a sophomore, Nate, 7 touchdown runs, 642 yards on the ground.
Well, those are very impressive numbers. If he can keep his feet right here, we've been off to the races. He's got good, quick feet.
All kinds of movement on that play, and the Lions may have jumped first.
Yeah, this
Saw
is,
Garrett Attic come up, number 24. He was up tight on that play, and he is a safety, and that has been an effective defensive ploy over the past few weeks.
and you see a lot of it against teams that just run the football. This team rarely throws the football. This quarterback that they have, he's a good quarterback, but he is inexperienced. He played last year, inexperienced this year. The guy they had before had a collarbone injury, and Keller comes in here with small numbers, but he makes good decisions, so he'll provide good leadership tonight.
Yeah, Pierce was the other quarterback for East, and he is out, as you mentioned, and now Keller wants to throw. He fires it up. That one's a nice catch by Frankham, out of bounds inside the Lions 40. What a great job of pulling that in by Trent Frankham.
Loudebarger on the tackle. First down and
Well, Frankham's got sweet hands, boy. Senior runs a good out route right there. Good play action by Keller. He faked it well. He rolled out just to his left, and he threw it right on the money to Frankham for a first down for the Lancers.
14-yard gain on that pass play, and I tell you what, Keller, who had 174 yards passing coming in, just tacked on 14 more in a big play. Now they're going on the ground. Gagnon again, not this time. Big John Nelson teams up to make the stop, and it looked like Bryce Crady, number 88, was right there as well.
Well, Crady comes up and makes a nice scoop tackle right here. Watch it come in and just pursue, scoop him up right there. Big John Nelson laying the hammer down. Last time they got together, John Nelson was a force to be reckoned with, Jim. I think he cracked some heads in the last, and they know who he is. So they're going to be timid running to their side. I'm surprised that they ran to his side right there.
Jeff Randall in the game, a junior now, at one of the cornerback positions. Here's the draw to Gagnon, and Gagnon a nice move, and he gets close to a first down for Southern Mission East. I tell you what, Glenn Percy mixing up the play selection here, Nate, and it's paying off.
Absolutely. Once you can complete a 14-yard pass, this is what you can do with your whole offense. You can set this up. No, sets this up. The linemen, look at them, just play off pass, and then they give the ball right to their great running back, number 20, and boy, he runs for plus yardage.
Scott Pitt did a nice job to get out in front of Adam Gagnon on that play.
Oh, he did.
Third down and a yard to go. Gagnon follows Kuntz through the hole, and he's met hard by a Lion defender. Lee Myers stuck him low. Looked like Randall may have got up there as well. That should be enough for a first down. The officials, I think, and will give it to him without a measurement.
Yeah, like you said before, they can do just what they want right now after completing that football pass. They're running the football well off the right tackle spot. There's a nice stick by the Lion, but they can get that plus yardage. When you can pretty much dominate the line of scrimmage, you can do whatever you want.
Glenn Percy looking on after his team picked up its third first down of this drive with 20 seconds left to play. A fast-paced first quarter. First down and 10. The football is on the Lions' 28-yard line. Keller, he wants to throw, and he is in trouble. Drew Keller scrambles loose. He'll lose a couple. Back near the 30-yard line. Well, the Lions must have read that one coming, Nate. They were all over him. Number 52, Shane Wedd, came from right tackle and got back there.
Yeah, this play was designed to go to Chris Abrams' backside, and you're right, they read this the whole way. They lost their man in the flat, and he just pretty much let those two guys come in and take advantage of Keller. But who was open on that play? Their tight end, Chris Abrams. You're going to see that play again, Jim.
Nate, believe it or not, we played through one here, and the Lions are out in front 6-0. A fast-paced, fast-action first quarter of play in 6-8 postseason football action. We'll be back with more right after this. Incomplete as we come back to start the second quarter.
pass to Ludwig, broken up.
That was a second down and 12 play.
Well, they went with kind of a delay pass, and that was actually a bad decision by Keller, throwing the ball out into the flat. It looked like Garrett Attic was right there to make the interception. He just didn't execute the play.
Good look at JoJo Polk, who was on the coverage that time. as well for the Lions. 3rd down and 12, a big 3rd down play now for Shawnee Mission East. Keller on the quarterback keeper. He dives ahead to the 23-yard line, and that'll be it. It'll bring up a 4th down and long, Nate, in an interesting situation for Shawnee Mission East. They're down by 6, and it looks like they're going to go for the field goal here.
Absolutely. They had, without hesitation, as you watch the replay right here, Keller come with a backside option. That's what you call a backside speed option, running off their right guard. Somewhat successful, but not enough for the 1st down, and they did not hesitate to decide to kick this field goal.
It's interesting. Andy McClatchy in here, and he's an interesting kid. He just got done playing soccer for Shawnee Mission East. He was flown in time for kickoff, and he's going to try a 40-yarder, and he missed it, and now they're going to have to try and get rid of it. That pass is going to go incomplete. It'll be Lions football.
Big play for the Lions right here. This is a botch snap right here. Whoever is doing the holding right here missed out on the ball, did not set it up, and the Lions with good pursuit, not sleeping. Deep Prino could not get a hold of the ball. I think his hands must have been really cold because he lost concentration and caused a big play for the Lions.
Well, it'll go to the Lions at their own 23-yard line as Prino could not handle. He's a wide receiver, as you mentioned, Nate. He could not handle it, and it may have had something to do with the cold because McClatchy, who is a kicker for East soccer team, was ready and raring to go for a 40-yard attempt. And the Lions, who were very effective in their first possession, driving now on 1st down. That pass complete, and John Nelson had it. Was he out of bounds? Yes.
John Nelson with an opportunity to make a big gain right there, skating right along the sideline. JD makes a nifty move and gets to the outside, throws it to John across against his body, but he just couldn't hold on. And going back to that fumble, Jim, that's just another evidence of them not being prepared for this cold weather. I think Lawrence High, they would execute that play. This just shows their inexperience for the Lancers.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Poked the intended receiver, and he broke inside. JD threw out. He had Thomas Daniels down here.
Well, surprisingly, Lawrence is coming out, throwing the football, attacking their defense, knowing that they're bringing 8-men front. They can go man-to-man with Thomas and JoJo, 2 speedsters, and hopefully throw the bomb for a touchdown. That's kind of uncharacteristic for the Lions this season.
And JD now 0 for 2 passing in this football game. The first 2 non-running plays for the Lions. They'll go with the option. Here's the pitch to Daniels, short-sided him, and he is nailed by Dan Davis. Or David Davis, excuse me. And he stopped him shy of a 1st down. The punting unit will have to come on. It's not something we see very often here.
No, 3 and out is very uncharacteristic. Watch Davis come right up, number 50, and just sit right and wait for him the whole way. He read that option very well. These guys are very coached football team.
Back deep, it'll be Keller. He's returned 9 for an average of 21 yards a punt. Here is Thomas Daniels to kick it away. Thomas gets a bullet out there. Keller has it bounced toward him, and he gets out of the way. Good coverage by the Lions. Schubert was down there.
Ball down at the 35-yard line.
50-yard punt on that play.
1st and 10 for the Lions.
40 yards, pardon me, on that as it rests at the Lions' 35-yard line. 10-17 to play here in the 1st half. It's a 6-0 football game. Lawrence High with the lead, and it was the Lions' first drive, using over 8 minutes to get the touchdown. Here's Gagnon as he turns the right side and is hit hard. He gains 3 on the play. Coming up was Nate Kaufman, number 11, for the Lions to make the stop.
Well, Lawrence coming out in his own defense, just waiting, playing their responsibility. Nate Kaufman doing a nice job, just waiting for him to come to the outside, making the tackle on Gagnon.
Adam Gagnon, 20 yards on 6 carries for Shawnee Mission East. Keller has completed 1 pass for 14 yards, so Gagnon, the sophomore, is pretty much the East offense now. 2nd down and 7 after a long 3-yard pickup. Gagnon on a little misdirection handoff, and he's hit at the line, a gain of 2 more. And that was Jeff Randall who came in and made the stop.
Randall on the tackle.
Well, Lawrence has been forced to play this zone defense. Otherwise, they bring 8 men up to the front, but it really doesn't matter on this play because they're playing the zone well. They know they're identifying the run, and they're coming up and making the good plays. Dominic Kilpatrick in on that play, making a nice solid tackle as well.
3rd down and 4 now for Shawnee Mission East. Again, the I formation. One receiver out. That's Ludwig to the near side. Keller, play fake. Has some time, swings it incomplete. It's intended for Coons and goes incomplete at about the 48-yard line, and now the punting unit will come on. So both teams, their first possessions, Nate, impressive drives, but they have gone now down and out in 3 each.
3 and out is right. You know, that's just characteristic of, I think, 2 teams that are very excited about playing this football game. They came out very composed, fired up, but composed, and now they're just thinking what they can do in this quarter, and they're just not executing the way they can execute.
These 2 clubs have had close ball games over the years. Last one, of course, 12-10 earlier this year. McClatchy, strong legs it. Going in the direction of Laudebarger. Polk puts a block on, and McClatchy's going to get a good roll back to the 23-yard line of Lawrence High School. A 37-yard punt for Andy McClatchy. We have a break in the action with 8:31 to play here in the first. It's 6-0 Lions. After the break, still on his feet, has a 10, 12-yard pickup across the 35-yard line.
Thomas Daniels igniting this crowd of Lawrence High. What a beautiful run right here, showing his athletic ability. He didn't have much blocking out here, Jim. Watch him, though. Stutter step, bob and weave, and hit north and south. He had a good kickback block. Those linebackers coming up on the rush, but watch Thomas's feet right here and shoulders. He gains momentum back right there in the corner, then he goes north and south, eluding a tackler right there and getting a first down. That's great effort right there by Thomas Daniels, senior.
13-yard pickup for Daniels right at him. He adds 2 more.
One thing you got to love about this Lawrence High football program is you know these seniors are going to step up when they need to step up.
Brian Riggle made the stop on that last play, by the way, to save what it looked to me. And Thomas gotten past Riggle. That was 6 points.
You're right, and they're anticipating the run. They're bringing 8 guys up front, forcing to be man-to-man on the corners, and they're taking a huge gamble. As you look at Dick Purdy, he is just foaming at the mouth after this defense. He's going to keep running the football.
That 13-yard one was the longest one so far in this game. Lions will call a timeout as John Nelson lined up in that tight end position.
Well, I think JD must have saw something about that defense right there. They came out a little bit different right there, and he wasn't prepared for it. Smart call by JD, not going and running into something he does not feel comfortable with.
Nate, I was also looking at it. I always tend to do this. I was counting 10 players out there as they were walking over toward that huddle. But I haven't seen anybody else come off the bench.
Well, that could be the case.
I have been
Sometimes
known to miscount before.
And so have I. Obviously, I trust you on that one for sure. Sometimes you get a little bit mixed up. Guys don't know what their responsibilities are. They get caught up in watching the football game. They're not out where they need to be.
There's a Lawrence High crowd across the way, and it is not as big as you would expect it to be in the postseason.
Well, the word is all the husbands of the family have gone south hunting.
South and west.
Is that right? I don't know anything about hunting.
Pheasant season.
Yeah, pheasant season. Pheasant and grouse. Mike Zimmerman up here is shaking his head. No, 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 city boy, you know nothing about that. Well, fill me in then.
Hunting is the term, but anyway, and cold is what's doing it for most people, I imagine. It is bitterly cold sitting on those concrete stands across the way. 2nd down. Here's Adding. Look at him bowl ahead for a first down. He gets to the 45-yard line, and if he doesn't have it, he'll be just shy and bring him 3rd and short.
Oh, boy. Garrett just rolled off of Frank. Trent Frankham came up here. Watch number 5 come up and try to stick Garrett, but Garrett's got his eyes on the first down and just rolls over for a good-looking run right there.
That was Riggle who cut him down low to stop him shy of a first down. Again, 3rd and inches with 6:39 here before the break. He's shifting around defensively. This is Daniels, and he goes left side. He has the first down, but a little more than that.
Well, that shifting right there paid off for their defense. They anticipated them to go left right there, and it paid dividends.
But still, it was enough for a first down. Daniels will get credited with the yard now. You talk about these two runners and how they were missed in that first meeting this year. Attic now with 53 yards in the touchdown run. Thomas Daniels, after that yard gain, has 47.
And that's close to their total yardage in that football game.
Play fake. And the pass is complete to Nelson, and he's pulled down, or tripped up, I should say, at the 41-yard line.
Tripped up by Ryan Petzold. Big John Nelson out in the flat, catching the football nicely. JD putting it on the money. I believe he's 1-3 now. Watch the play action. Thomas backside. Look into your picture at the bottom of the screen. Big John Nelson corralling that football in. I tell you what, if he doesn't get tripped up there, you're going to see a big Buffalo running down the sideline.
And he is not slow by any means.
Not at all. He's very deceptive. Very big, but very deceptive with his speed.
Yeah, Petzold did the right thing by getting him around the ankles.
The skinniest part of his body.
5.5 minutes to play here in the first. Handoff Daniels, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Riggle hit him first. Keller was there to stop him. It'll be about a 4-yard pickup for Thomas Daniels.
Well, they like to run this misdirection off tackle. Watch 75 Myers just kick his man out. And there's another shoestring tackle. They're going to break with it. If they keep this up, they're going to break a big one.
JoJo Polk comes in with the play from Dick Purdy. Ryan Cox checks out. Polk, again, was one of the players involved in that backfield when these two teams first met. Now he split out to the left side, and the pass swung to him, and it's complete. And JoJo gets inside the 30-yard line before he's gang tackled there, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And I think Dick Purdy is absolutely onto something right there. It's a good opportunity to get JoJo in there. You want him to get the football. He's got so much speed, and that's why they throw this Missouri screen right here, right out to him. Get the ball in his hands. Let him have some time to do something with it. JoJo's a senior. He can run the football well, and he played so well against them before. Why not give him a chance to do it again?
Ryan Petzold led the charge that time for Shawnee Mission East on the defense. Clock still rolling along. A handoff, second man through. Daniels trying to pick a hole out there, and his trick after about a yard pickup. Spencer Schubert got him low.
I tell you what, these guys right up here are pursuing the football well. That's a big play for them and a big play for others. Good looking run though by number 25.
Second down and 6 now for the Lions. 4 minutes exactly before halftime. It's Attig, and he goes straight up the pipe. It'll bring up third down and about 2. Well, through this football game, Shawnee Mission East has a total of about 42 yards of offense. The Lions, two backs, already over 100 on the evening.
And the time of possession is amazing right here. The reason why they don't have that many yards is they haven't had the ball in their hands. We're just consuming the clock tonight. Great strategy by Dick Purdy.
Now 3:30 before halftime. These guys will need to warm up a little bit. Tight formation. Handoff, Attig, and he tries to follow a block. Stays on his feet. Garrett inside the 15, down to the 12. David Davis and Pitt, Scott Pitt came over to make the stop for Shawnee Mission East.
Oh, you like to see this again. Great blocks by Brett Romey and Lee Myers. Watch the balance right here. Oh, boy. Garrett Attig, watch him. You think he's going to go down here? No way. He keeps his balance and runs for extra yardage. That's sheer determination. He just seems to amaze me.
Attig now with 66 yards rushing. Daniels with 55. Thomas the call, and Daniels spins his way down to the 4. Another 9-yard gain for Thomas Daniels with 2:45 left. Here's another look at the last play.
And they're just doing basic things right here, running off tackle, saying, I'm going to line my best man up against your best man and see who the best man will win right here. There's a race for yardage right here with number 25 and 24. See who can win the lead, but Lawrence is paying dividends. They're keeping the momentum, they're keeping the clock in their favor, and they're just rolling over this Lancer defense.
7-yard gain on that last play for Daniels. Here's Attig as he picks his way down to the 2. And that could be enough for a first down. They'll make it a third down and less than a yard.
There's a good look down low. Garrett Addig running hard, but meets a brick wall right there. This is where the defense for the Lancers is very strong because they have the men up front to make a good goal line stand. Very big, very strong.
They only give up an average of 12.7 points a game there, Nate. That's good enough for third in the Sunflower League in scoring defense. 16 total touchdowns. They've given up 1 here tonight. Here's Addig. He works the left side again. Still on his feet. They'll whistle him shy of the goal line. The Lions will have 4 cracks at it with 1:30 left.
Garrett Addig is just trying so hard, getting a good push up front, just enough of a crease for him to keep his legs going. Watch him, he's just relentless, never stopping.
And there was Thomas Daniels out in front of him, just trying to get out of the way so he could get some end zone. J.D. Lauderbarger way over on the other side of the field talking to the coaches to get the play.
Well, J.D.'s smart. He's going to use as much clock as possible, wind it down to the halftime. They've got 4 shots at it.
Good look from down low. Boy, they pack in the offensive front. Man through is Addig. Is he in? And the officials haven't signaled yet. J.D. says yes, and touchdown Lions. Garrett Addig, the second time tonight, has crossed the plane, and the Lions are in double digits on the scoreboard.
Ball carrier, Garrett Addig.
Well, all those that are from Lawrence tonight are having a ball out here. Watch the low shot right here. Garrett Addig, get low. That line is just cremating their men. Good block by Thomas, and if you can see 24, he just crosses the plane. Look at him, determination Lions.
He went right over Brett Romey, number 68, who had a key block in there. And that's just size against size, and the Lions get a yard, and that's all they needed. Now Lawrence High will go for 2 to make it a 14-0 game. Under a minute on the option. J.D. trying to get in. He's being pursued, and he got the 2 points.
Well, they got back what they lost by missing that extra point last time. J.D. doing the wise thing is running around and holding on to the football for the 2-point conversion. Dick Purdy's got to be very happy about that. The momentum is definitely in their side. 14-0 Lions.
Tonight's championship football action is brought to you by Mr. Goodsense.
All right, why not do it again?
Under a minute remaining in the first half. The Lions have had problems. If you want to point out any significant problems this year, Nate, it would be in this aspect of the game. Kicking. They can't seem to get the coverage down there. They've given up way too many yards on returns, and they've given up good field position.
And it looks like they've changed their lineup a lot. They got a lot more speed in there, hoping that those guys will bust down and execute.
There's Mike Mondi on the kickoff, and I believe that was Gagnon who got it. That was Regal. Regal came down with it. Brian, a 5'6", 163-pound senior.
Regal on the run back.
Had used all of 4 seconds on the return. But East with the score in this possession, Nate, so a long way to go in 50 seconds, would be in good shape going into the locker room.
That's exactly what they're looking for, and they're going to throw the football to get there. They don't have much time. Just 42 seconds left on the 40-yard line.
2 receivers to the far side. Keller, the straight drop. He sets up. Drew fires it. That one caught and out of bounds, stopping the clock at 31 seconds.
I think we're going to have a little late hit over there on the sideline. That's unfortunate for the Lions.
That was Prino on the receiving end, and that could tack on another 15.
That's exactly what they need. Watch the pass right here by Keller. This is a long throw, very dangerous pass. But he gets it on the money, and watch the play right after the aftermath. A little bit too much zeal over there. And there's the flag.
Lions penalized 3 times now for 25 yards. East is clean. Well, that 15-yard tack on will bring it down to the 36-yard line of the Lions. 29 seconds remaining. 14-0 to score. Shawnee Mission East just 14 plays offensively tonight. Good look behind the bench. Backfield is split, so are the receivers, 1 to each side. Keller steps up, short drop, hangs this one down there. Polk is on the coverage and knocks it away. JoJo inside the 10, broke it up.
You
Incomplete.
can't play it any better than that. JoJo Polk just step for step.
Broken up by
He was
Lauderbacher.
man on man right there. What a great athlete, and a heads up play by number 44.
JoJo with 4 interceptions on the year. Knocked that one down, and that was a little bit shy of being 6. Keller had to time that one out to get it down there, but that was close.
Yeah, if you'd have put that ball a little bit further towards the sideline, I think they would have had a chance. But JoJo, you can't play that one any better than that.
Now the receiver split to the near side. Keller across the middle. That one picked up. The Lions have it back at the 30-yard line.
Charlie Bremer. Great looking play by number 32. Just
Pass intercepted
kicking the
by
ball up in
Bremer.
the air. That's his second INT. Crucial play by the big looking junior. Watch number 32. Watch, he just kicks this ball in the air. Allows him a chance to get a play on it, and he makes the play. Sometimes these linebackers don't catch the football, but watch 32. He had his eyes on the quarterback the whole way, playing responsibility with that running back. Tough catch.
Take a look if we can, Nate. Eric Kuntz was the intended receiver. And I think we saw this one time before. Watch Kuntz here, 32, look for him. And then look at the umpire there, the official, right in the middle. Watch Kuntz, boom, runs into him. And that took, perhaps Keller took his eyes off of that, and because that's where Kuntz was supposed to be.
You're right, that creates that play right there. Kuntz never has a chance to turn around and look at the football.
Looked like the Chiefs-Raider game there.
Where Hostetler threw it right into the hands of James Hasty.
And Hasty took it back and won the game. But Kuntz was running his pattern and ran right into the official. Now, I don't know if Keller had enough on that football either way, but that was interesting. At second replay, you can see it clearly. Now the Lions have 17 seconds left, and you have to wonder if they'll crank one up. Cox is split to the near side. The speedster Polk up to the top. JD's going to throw for it. He's going to air it deep for Polk. Has him down there, a little bit overthrown, but JD, a nice throw on that football.
Oh, that was almost beautiful timing right there. JoJo Polk with the great speed, streaking down the sideline. Just if it had just a little more air under it, I think they would have connected. They would have hooked up right here. This ball just a little bit too much on the line. But that's a great idea. You got to like the Lawrence Lions being aggressive and trying to make the most of the situation and not setting back on their heels saying we're going to go into the halftime 14-0 when you can go 21-0.
Well, halftime of the first meeting, it was Lawrence High 6, Shawnee Mission East 3. And the Lions scored 6 in the third quarter. As far as the scoring goes, the opposition does not score well after halftime, Nate. So it was almost imperative that the Lancers got something on the scoreboard on that last drive before the interception. Lions defensively have given up 7 points all season long in the third quarter, and it doesn't look much better in the fourth.
Not the way this offense is running tonight, just controlling the clock right that, and just also with the excellent defense provided by Bremer and the other crew.
Second down and 10 now from the 30-yard line. Yeah, it is cold there, folks. I tell you what, we don't enjoy any heat up here either, so. Now the draw. This is Adig, and Garrett has 11 yards on the carries. Clock still going at 4. Now they stop it. So Lawrence High may have one more play
Regal on
left.
the tackle.
This is a smart play right here because they're not expecting you to get the first down, and you got the great chance of throwing the long ball when you stop the clock. You call the timeout. That's a good heads-up call right there by Nick Purdy.
Like Regal was in on the stop for Shawnee Mission East. Garrett Adig here in the first half, 81 yards, 2 touchdown runs. Thomas Daniels, 62 yards on 12 carries. And J.D. Lauderbarger has 2 points in this game.
Well, if you're coaching the Lancers right now, you're thinking about playing a deep zone. You don't want to take any chances with the long ball right here. You also have to be heads up for the draw play again, but you definitely don't want to let your man get by you and beat you deep.
Football resting just at the 41-yard line of Lawrence High School. JD showed his arm on the one attempt to JoJo. And now Polk will come to this side and sit in the backfield as Thomas Daniels goes to the wideout position. Cox to the near side. Here's the reverse. And now Daniels wants to crank it up and does. Boy, he puts it all on this one. Cox is there, and it's incomplete as time expires. Well, that one worked for 6 earlier in the season, but it'll go as the last play of the first half with the Lions leading 14-0 as you look at the final play here of the first half on a chilly night in eastern Kansas. There's Daniels just unloading and saying, give me 6 before break. Not to be, as it'll stand 14-0. Lawrence High School at halftime. Plenty more 6A postseason football action coming your way right after these words. That the Lions have in this one. Actually, this is an interception by the Lions defense, a lone interception. And that was Charlie Bremer who picked it off. And here's the Lions' first score. This is Garrett Attig on the Lions' first possession. He went 76 yards on this play back in the first quarter. And all of them were on the ground. Attig took it in from 2 yards out for the score. Here's a look at the first half numbers for you. On the ground, the Lions typically doing what they do best, 157 yards rushing, compared to just 28 for Shawnee Mission East. The yards through the air, 23 for the Lancers, total of 51 for them. The Lions with 120 more. First downs, the tail of this one, Nate. That's ball control. The Lions have had it in the first half.
And ball control leads to clock control. And when you can do both of those things, you're going to have a very successful half like Lawrence did.
Again, it's a chilly night, and it hasn't really had much impact on these football players, except perhaps the hands feeling a little bit sting when the football hits them. Again, Garrett Attig with both Lions scores. One from 2 yards out you saw in the replay, and then the other one. Well, Lawrence High fans may be looking forward to next week or ahead to next week. And the much anticipated matchup with Olathe North. If it should happen, it'll happen at Haskell Stadium. Hopefully a little bit warmer as well. Team's getting a couple extra minutes to warm up after coming out of the locker room at halftime. Again, there's not much place to get warm here. 14-0 the score. Humbarger will kick off to the Lancers. They deferred the kick, or the toss in the first half. I think basically, Nate, when you look at this second half and say, what does East have to do? They just really need a score, and they need to score here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they need to put something together quickly so they can gain some momentum for the rest of the game.
Humbarger, a spinning kick. That one picked up at the 21-yard line. Frankham gets out to the 27 before he's tripped up. Seen a lot of Jeff Randall out there tonight playing at
Ball return to the 28-yard line. First and 10 Lancers.
One of the safety positions. Big John Nelson will start at linebacker for the Lions. And Randall now goes up to the line. We'll put at the end position of the 5-man front. And flags fly before anything gets started. Lee Myers was in immediately.
It looked like their guys jumped.
Illegal procedure against the Lancers. 5-yard penalty. First and 15.
Of course, you know, East cannot afford to make any penalties right now, nor turnovers, and that's just going to hurt them even more so.
That was just the first penalty against Shawnee Mission East in this football game. The Lions were penalized 3 times for 25 yards back in the first half. They'll settle it in. First down 15 from the 23-yard line. Shawnee Mission East on the option. And Keller pitches it late, and it's loose football, and the Lions have it. J.D. Lauderbarger grabs it and puts the Lions in great field position at the 21.
Oh, I tell you what, that was some play right there. It looked like Keller was going to turn the corner and make a big play. Instead, he made a big mistake pitching the football right behind his man, Gagnon. And J.D. Lauterbarger saw it and swooped it up and made a big play for the Lawrence Lions.
That's the second turnover against Shawnee Mission East in this game, and it puts the football at the Lancer 22-yard line. Garrett Addig and Thomas Daniels in the backfield behind Lauterbarger, who recovered the fumble. J.D. looking like he's calling an audible there. Hands it off. Addig right tackle, and Garrett drags the man down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
Well, Garrett Addig doing what he did in the first half, just bouncing off people. He is the catalyst for this offense right now, and Lawrence is pumped. Watch 24 run off tackle. Just pow, right off the Davis, their linebacker. Only to see number 5, Frankham, come up to make the tackle. That's a big play and a first down for Lawrence. Actually, a 2nd and 1.
Fake to Addig. Here's Daniels bouncing off the left side. He's pulled down. He was held onto by Davis and then dove forward and may have picked up enough for the first down. Well, I tell you, the Lions offensive unit has a lot of respect for David Davis, and I know you do as well. 5'10", 202 pounds, Nate, and he is a good-looking football player, number 50.
You know, he reminds me a lot of Jason Thorne, who plays for the Jayhawks, formerly Lawrence High. He's just got a good nose for the football. I don't think he's an exceptional athlete by any means with great speed or anything, but he just knows where the football is, and he relies on those instincts to flow to the football and make solid tackles. He's a fundamentally sound football player.
Lions that far short of a first down. And again, it is 4-down territory. It will be 3rd and less than a yard. 10 minutes, 5 seconds to play here in the second half. 14-0 to score. The Lions lead it. Winner advancing on to sub-state play. Addig and Daniels now split behind J.D. Lauterbarger. No wideouts. On the ground it goes, Addig, and he has the first down inside the 10 before he's wrapped up.
Addig the ball carrier.
Riggle was over there, Brian Riggle.
Frankham on the tackle.
Well, this is a big first down. If you watch Garrett Addig run right off tackle, Lee Myers kicking the block out, as well as Daniels just getting enough of a nose hair right there for the first down. This is going to just dictate the rest of the game. I really feel if they score here, this game is over with.
First down and goal just inside the 10-yard line of Shawnee Mission East. Clock rolling along, 9:35. Hand off, Addig. He has 2 scores tonight, now has 5 yards down to the 4.
Addig's the ball carrier.
Addig has been a busy ball carrier so far in this football game. 21 totes, 97 yards.
On the tackle for the Lancers.
What you like so much about Garrett Addig is his reliability. His strengths are he holds on to the football and he keeps his legs going to get those extra yardage that gets you these plus first downs and plus yards right here. Watch Garrett just diving for an extra 2, gives you that extra effort.
He took the lick at the end of the play. Back to Addig it goes now, down to the 3, and he's pulled down there. Trent Frankham was on the tail end of that. It looked like Chris Abrams also in on the stop for the Lancers, and there's the David Davis getting off the bottom of the pile.
Well, they brought Frankham over to the cheat to that side right there. He usually plays on the left side, but they brought him up because they knew that Addig had run there the past 2 plays.
And John Nelson is in now at the tight end position. He was in on that last play. Now Addig the up back. Daniels dotting the I. And somebody jumped and looked like Lawrence High did it. Clock stops momentarily at 8:23. Illegal procedure against the Lions.
Well, somebody on the right side just jumped, and that's unfortunate for Lawrence. It's going to force them to get out of their regular offense and create something big.
And you got 3rd down and goal now from the 9, Nate. You can pass it here. You got 2 running plays left as well if you want to.
Well, more than likely they're going to run the football. They're having so much success, gaining about 5 yards each carry. So I'd guess they'd run the football right now, the safest play.
The Lions only put it up 5 times in the first half. The last time was Thomas Daniels chunking the desperation bomb as time expired. Here's the option. Laudenbarger keeps it himself. JD inside the 5. Touchdown. The Lions get it from 9 yards out on the option by JD Laudenbarger.
JD with a heads-up run right there. As you look at the fans, just ecstatic right now. Running around corner, playing that option so well. Making a great decision to tuck it up and go for the TD. Watch number 12 come around corner. You want to look at the end right here for the Lancers, but watch JD make the decision as he skates out. He could pitch it to Thomas, but no, he goes right towards the end zone. Big touchdown, Lawrence Lions.
Mike Mondi, who missed his first attempt tonight, on for the extra point attempt. This one has plenty on it, and he nailed that one through, but barely. Flipping past the right upright, and the Lions are out in front by 3 scores. 21-0 the score. We'll be back with more 6A high school football for you right after these words. Down this season. Actually, that is his first. It's his second overall. He has one through the air. And the Lions have a 21-0 lead over Shawnee Mission East. Lawrence High ranks second in Sunflower League scoring, averaging just over 30 a game. Humbarger in that sideways spin, and it's taken by Gagnon at the 20-yard line. And Adam Gagnon gets out near the 35, so a nice 15-yard return for Gagnon, and good field position again for Shawnee Mission East.
Yeah, if there's any flaw in this team right now for Lawrence, it's definitely their special teams. They've been trying to figure out how to gain good coverage. They haven't been able to do it yet. If they can piece that together, it's definitely going to be the complete piece to all the puzzles missing for this team.
Well, I tell you, and Dick Purdy doesn't have anybody to yell at but himself on that, because he handles a special team.
Well, he'll work extra hard in practice with that.
He has been, I can tell you that much. Looking for some answers. Now 4 wide outs for Shawnee Mission East, and that pass intended for Gagnon, who is actually a running back. Good pressure that time applied by the Lions defensive unit.
Second 10.
The pressure was good, but I think Keller would like to have this one back. He just couldn't get the ball to Gagnon. Was wide open in the flat. They run this pass, and a lot of teams do this. They just run their tailback right into the flat. Look at that void right there as you see Gagnon already coming out to the quick out. That ball should have been caught. That ball should have been right on the money.
He's down a little bit in front of him. Keller with the muffler around his waist, keep his hands warm. It is that cold. 2 for 7 through the air. Here's Drew Keller. He's thrown the interception. Here's Coons, a nice 6-yard pickup. Goes through the big hole across the middle. David Davis working the center position tonight for the Lancers. And he provided a nice opening.
Yeah, he really did. He's an all-around football player as he just provides a nice area right there for number 20 to run right through. Throwing the football is going to open up the run, and they ought to think about mixing up a little bit more often than they have before.
3rd down and 4 to go for the first. Keller swings it. That's complete, and a big hit late at the 50-yard line. Reno paid for it, and he's down. Like John Nelson may have taken his second player out of the football game this season.
Well, watch big 85. John Nelson's known to do this. This is his thing. Coming all the way out from the end position, just laying a shellac right there.
I tell you, you know, that's not intentional. That's John Nelson playing football.
That's right.
He's huge.
Absolutely. You know, a huge guy against a small guy, you know, is going to win. And that was just a solid hit. He hit him shoulder pad to shoulder pad. He put him in another zip code there, but that's just football.
You know, you got a linebacker playing 264 pounds, and that may be a little light on Big John.
Yeah, Big John, you got to say this guy is going to play it at the other level. You know, he may need to shed a few pounds, but with his intensity and the way he hits people, he's just got what it takes.
Nelson now checks out. Dominic Kilpatrick comes in. Keller hands it off to Kuntz, and he's corralled by Randall after a 1-yard pickup. Jeff Randall doing a nice job in at that defensive end position.
Yeah, he really is. You like Randall because he's got so much quickness. He's been able to shed his man and come down hard against their little dive and a little trap. He's a definite asset for Lawrence's defense.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Clock under 7 minutes in this football game. 3rd quarter wise, that is. And again, East will set up with 4 wideouts. Lions with a 4-man defensive front. Keller, quick drop, swings it. That one tipped and caught. It'll be shy of a first down. No, it was trapped, says the official. It ended up in the arms of Ryan Petzold.
Well, it looks like Spencer Schubert's going to make this play off the tip. Watch number 82 as he comes right into the curl position, but the ball is tipped in the flat. And then it looks like, watch Schubert fall back. It looks like he catches it, but he just can't hold on to it. Watch this little curl route right here. And Schubert has it. Oh, he almost had it.
That was tipped by Kilpatrick. So to bring up a 3rd and 9 now. Clock at 6 minutes. 21-0 to score. The Lancers need a score. This one's a timing panic for Gagnon, and he almost got in front of Kaufman to make the catch. Nate Kaufman, the Sunflower League's leading intercept man with 6. Almost set up for his 7th.
Almost. It could have gone either way, actually. This ball is up for grabs. Kaufman's playing his position well. Then Gagnon runs right across him. It's whoever wants the football more. Both these guys, I think they may have obstructed each other's view right here. Watch them go up for that. Kind of knocked each other.
Gagnon with exceptional speed as well. A little punting unit will be on. It's Andy McClatchy. And he gets a nice spiral punt away. This one hits and it's dropped, and so is J.D. Laudenbarger at the 15. That was a risky catch attempt by J.D. 5:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 21-0 your score. Back with more high school football action after these words. In command right now with the football. Their own 16 and out to the line of scrimmage. That was actually from the 14 out to the 15-yard line.
If you're Lawrence Hyde on offense right now, you got to expect to just run the clock out. That's their philosophy. Hold on to the football. Gain as many yards as you can. Gain as many first downs as you can. Make sure that you have no penalties and just milk this clock, because baby, this thing is over with right now.
Gain of 2 for Garrett Addick puts him 1 shy of the century mark. And here's Thomas Daniels trying to get to the outside. Pitt is there, and it looked like Davis also ganged up. 58 and 50.
Well, Pitt and Davis must have heard that last statement right there. These guys don't think it's over with. They're in there to win it. I tell you what, Davis is not going to give up. And you know, when you have a guy like that in the defense, that his enthusiasm is just contagious. This is their last football game of the year. They're not going to quit.
I think, in all seriousness here, Nate, they need to hold the Lions and get a score before this quarter ends.
Yeah, they need a big play. They need a turnover as soon as possible.
Backfield is split on 3rd and 9. J.D. to throw. Looks downfield. He's being pursued, and J.D. goes down. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but a man came flying in and nailed him. It's either Schubert or Ryan Petzold.
And Jim, that's almost as good as a turnover right there. What it does is creates a 4th down. They got to kick the ball. You get the ball back as soon as you wanted it. Watch the pursuit backside. J.D. can feel it. Nothing he can do but get Schubert coming up there making big pursuit. Nowhere to go for J.D.
East on defense, a flag flies, and a lot of movement up at the line of scrimmage. Drew Keller, meanwhile, standing back at the Lions' 45-yard line. Illegal procedure against the Lions. Oh, that'll back him up another 5 and put him at football at the 10-yard line.
That's costly right there. Each inch counts in a football game like this.
This is Thomas Daniels to punt. Again, we haven't seen him punt very much. He stands in his own end zone, averaging 29 yards a kick. And he gets away quickly. That ball takes a Lawrence high bounce. Keller fields it at the 45. No place for him to go. He's now going the wrong way, and he goes down at the 48-yard line. There was no way for him to get away from that defensive coverage by the Lions. It was a 40-yard punt.
Well, it's too bad. Too bad for the Lancers right here. This is just a big mistake right here. Good kick right by Daniels. The ball comes right to the Lancer right there, Keller, and what happens is he decides to go east and west instead of north and south. Right there he has an opportunity to get 5 yards right there, but watch JoJo come down and make the solid tackle. Once he goes side to side, you cannot elude JoJo's speed.
Lancers will have it first down from the Lions 48. Gagnon tries to find an opening, scoots for 2 near the 45-yard line. Lee Myers was in there on the stop. Jeff Randall was also in there for the Lions.
Randall and Myers on the stop for the Lions.
Charlie Bremer in the football game for Lawrence High, one of the linebacking positions. Bremer with an interception tonight. One of the 2 turnovers forced by the Lions defensive unit. 2:30 left here in the third. 21-0. The Lions with the lead and on defense. Quick pitch goes out to Kuntz. He has some running room. And Kuntz explodes for the first down for Shawnee Mission East. Quick hitter, Nate, and that paid off for Shawnee Mission East.
Oh, it's a beautiful play if you're for the east side. Watch Lawrence bring 6 men up front, and this option evolves very quickly. Watch the block by number 20, Gagnon. This makes this play go. You cut off your options right here. You kick it out when you have to kick it out. That's your option key. You hit the corner. You got a good block by 20, and you get the positive yards for the first down. What's kind of funny about that play is Big John Nelson banging his hand on the ground because he missed the big stick.
Football sits at the 36 of Lawrence High School. East's best drive since way back in the first quarter. Really the only drive. Keller faking the pitch and now tucks it in and dives ahead for 4 yards, almost 5. That was almost a sack.
Oh, that could have been a fumble too.
Now he's mad at somebody, Nate. It looked like a blown play.
Yeah, it was a busted route right out in the flat. He just had too little time back there. He's waiting for his man to come open, doesn't come back to the football. It forces him to go for a couple yards. He's really lucky that he didn't get sacked right there.
Well, the Lions, meanwhile, content to let that clock wind down. It's a 1:15. Second down, a long 5. This time they'll run the option. The pitch laid out. This is Kuntz. He's trying to slip the corner, chopped down at the 28-yard line.
Now look who was there. Big Lee Myers.
That's why he's all conference unanimous choice defensively.
Oh my gosh, I tell you, that's incredible. Incredible pursuit right there, number 75. And this guy's not small at all. They say they list him at 216, but he looks like he's a good solid 230. Watch him skate right down. You'll see Lee, good picture at number 75. He's got good speed coming down the line to corral the running back right here. That's a great play by number 75.
Nate Kaufman also in on the stop. Back to action. Here's Gagnon, who gets down to the 25-yard line, has a first down for Shawnee Mission East.
And that stops the clock. That's absolutely what they needed right there. Keep those chains moving and keep the clock stopped.
That's the 7th first down of the football game for the Lancers. They are now 2 of 4 converting in third down situations. The Lions, conversely, 16 first downs. 14 seconds as the clock winds from the 25-yard line. Keller fakes the handoff. Good play fake. Looks for his man. Almost picked off by Randall. He tried to lob it over to the intended receiver, Trent Frankham, and may not have had a good grip on that football.
Oh, he was a good grip away from going about 60 yards right there. Randall almost making the INT. Watch him come around corner, playing smart. He doesn't commit himself too soon. And he sees Keller and he gets his hands up. Look at that, good athletic ability. Almost a huge play.
Frankham was open momentarily.
He timed that up right.
2nd and 10 now. Keller dives ahead for a yard. Again, it may have been a broken play as he's pointing in the direction of Adam Gagnon. And we have played through 3, Nate. 21-0 the score. The Lions out in front of the Lancers, trying to make it one more step into the postseason playoffs. We'll be back with more 6A regional football action from Shawnee Mission South District Stadium after these words. Lawrence High in front of Shawnee Mission East. 3rd down and 9 Lancers. Big drop by Keller. Looks like the screen set up. Kuntz has it. He's cut down, loose football, and the Lancers are back on top of it. But Kuntz almost lost his head on that play.
Well, they tried to set up the screen right here, and this just took too long. He dropped back, looked like an extra 5 steps from what he should. It just took too long to develop, and you're right, Kuntz almost lost his head. Put it on a platter. Lawrence knew that was coming the whole way.
Now the officials will call it an incomplete pass, which is a benefit to Shawnee Mission East. And you're looking at 4th down, Nate, from the 24-yard line, 4th and 9. You need to get the points, and 3 isn't going to help you much.
Not at all, and you gotta open it up. You can't run a draw or a screen right now. You definitely got to go to your passing offense, and you be very aggressive.
Well, through 3 quarters, the Lancers with 96 yards of total offense, 64 of that on the ground. Lawrence High 198, 185 of that coming via the grass. 4th and 9. Keller with the straight drop. The Lions with the 3-man rush. Pass is thrown incomplete. Intended for the tight end Abrams inside the 15, which would have been enough for a first down. But that ball lofted a little bit too high, and the Lions will regain possession.
Well, let's look at this one more time and watch Abrams just running what looks like a drag route right into the flat. You're going to have your strong safety up there, and he's the only one that can contest to this. And I think that Keller saw the safety, and he lofted it up just a little bit too high for Mr. Abrams.
He had to get it over Garrett Addig's outstretched arms.
And what's sad about that play for the Lancers is that he had him wide open.
Addig and Daniels stay in at the running back positions. JoJo Polk in the corner of your picture. As this is Daniels as he breaks one out, and he gains 7 yards out to the 32-yard
the
line.
ball carrier. Frankham on the tackle for the Lancers.
Thomas is having a very nice night tonight, getting great blocks up front by Wed. Watch number 25 just runs with so much grace, and then he can take the stick. You got to love what he does if you're a Lion fan.
Nice tackle by the Lancers on that play. Just over a minute gone in the 4th and final quarter. The Lions 3 touchdowns out in front. Here's Daniels, the second man through. Powers his way close to another Lions first down. Be a gain of 4.
Oh, even if he doesn't get this right here, the clock is still going. Take a look down low. The pursuit left by number 82. Nice looking pursuit by them. When they tackle, they do gang tackle. And that's why they've had so much success this year.
That was Schubert, the first man to hit him. Making the stop was number 88. Scott Ludwig, he's a cornerback, and it's another first down Lions. And this is Addig, and he gets popped at the line of scrimmage, and then Frankham stops him along with Abrams for the Lancers, and Frankham comes out with the football.
Frankham on the stop.
Well, he ripped it off of him when he was on the ground.
Assisted by Bagby.
Be a gain of 3 yards on the play. Garrett Addig now and officially 103 yards rushing. He came in with 558, 12 touchdowns. He's up that to 14, matching the total by his running mate back there, Thomas Daniels, and it's Addig again, close to another Lawrence High 1st and 10.
Addig the ball carrier. Tripped up by
This
Davis.
Lawrence offense is really maturing late, and I'm glad it is because this is the time to grow up right here. Garrett Addig has been a solid performer for the Lions throughout the years, and you also have Thomas Daniels. What you're not seeing tonight is J.D. Lauderbarger. You saw that 1 touchdown. Might I add, that's 3 threats you have going into the playoffs, and that's a solid option offense. You can take out any type of defense with this type of offense with these kind of players.
Addig with the first down run, a 5-yard gain for Garrett. And you're absolutely right, and that's one thing. I've talked about the all-conference selections for the Lions, some of them in this. John Nelson was one as well. But J.D. Lauderbarger and Coach Purdy was very impressed with the fact that J.D. Lauderbarger was the second-team quarterback. And Milne over there, who we'll probably see next week for Olathe North, deservingly so, the top quarterback. But J.D. is an unheralded leader. There's a flag down, and Lauderbarger in trouble, trying to run away from it, not going backwards. Will uncork it, complete to Crady, and Bryce Crady could go. Crady down inside the 20-yard line, but there's a flag down way back here at the 48, and it was thrown in the direction of JoJo Polk. Now, he may have jumped.
Yeah, Polk might have jumped right there, but isn't that something? When you're talking about him, look what he does. He just makes this play. This is like Fran Tarkenton. Watch these kind of moves right here. He just makes this thing happen. JD will never quit. That's one thing about him, and that's why he is a second-team all-conference performer, is because he never quits. This guy will make something happen when nothing is happening. Tough pass against the body. I can't tell you what, I played this game for a few years. Throwing against your body is not easy, and when you complete a pass like that, you know you're in good company.
Especially on the run, Nate. It's very difficult to do.
And he did a great job of that.
But it'll all go for naught. It was a 33-yard gain, and now it'll be a 5-yard mark off the other way.
Well, that's all right, Jim. We got it in the highlight reel, and that's all that matters.
We did have that one racked up. Well, I'll get back to JD. That, you know, Coach Purdy said you have the two of the top running backs in the conference. One of them's first team in Daniels, the other one's second team in Attic. And who's the guy giving them the ball? He's giving them the ball at the right time on the right play. And that's J.D. Lauderbarger.
And so true with this option offense. It's so crucial.
Here's Attic. Ooh, Attic has another 10-yard pickup.
Boy, he is so tough. And you know what? When you run the option offense, talking about Lauderbarger, you make the thing go. You're the one that makes all the crucial decisions. You pitch the ball when the end comes up, and you are definitely the catalyst. And he deserves all the praise, just like these other two performers. Watch this. Oh, boy. That is nice. 122 yards this night. What a beautiful night.
7:45, a little chilly, though. Those guys are warm down on the field.
Yes, they are.
This is the time of year we can get away with that. Ooh, the pitch goes to Attic, and he bounces off a defender, and Garrett Attic, as a flag is thrown, gets down to the 37-yard line. That flag is thrown right at the feet of JoJo Polk. Oh my, we don't like to point people out, but the official threw it right at JoJo. And pointed at him when he called the hold.
I think I just saw JoJo run to the sideline. And anybody that's ever played the game or been around the game, it's all right to kid about something like that, especially when you're up 21-0.
Well, I mean, the official might as well just put the flag on JoJo's chest after that one.
Well, it's a good thing we have no replay for that.
Second down and 11 after the holding call. That's two big plays that have been wiped out because of penalties. And it's somewhat humorous at this point, Nate, because the Lions are up by 3 scores here in the fourth quarter. Good play fake by JD. Now again rolling to his left. Schubert giving pursuit. Here comes Pitt over, and JD tucks it in. Lauderbarger still on his feet, may have a first down.
Once again, the incredible. Number 12, running around corner, beautiful run. Staying in bounds, might I add.
On the tackle.
Keep the clock rolling. I tell you what, I'll remember that one for a while. That's a beautiful run.
Shawnee Mission East apparently going to take a timeout here. Player was shaken up on that. Chris Bagby will come out. Now they'll not take a timeout. I thought I saw a coach on the near side signaling for one. So Bagby will check out with the injury, as here's Attic just dancing his way for another 10-yard pickup. This is Garrett Attic's night.
It is a night for Garrett Attic, and it's a night for the offensive line as well. Webb is having a career night. So is Myers, Mason. The guys up front, McKinnis, they're just doing the job. They're creating big holes. And you're seeing some extra effort runs, but I tell you what, it doesn't happen unless these guys just move their men out, and they're doing that. Look at the steam coming out of their mouths, even the sweat. Hey, that's what it's all about.
Cox comes to the near side. Backfield is Attic and Daniels. Here's Attic, the first man through again, and Garrett not content with calling this a night as he gains 5 yards. He needed less than that much for a first down. He needed about 3 or 4 inches.
Well, Garrett Attic, he is playing like there is no tomorrow. When you're a senior, you've got that kind of heart. He wants to get as much as he can because you never know.
Clock stops at 5:49. 21-0 the score. They're holding something up. Too sure. They're looking over at the east sideline. It's first down.
they may want to put something back on the clock.
Yeah, now there's 55 minutes up there. I don't
No, we're
think
not
we want
doing
to stay. 5:55, so they did put 6 seconds back on. Now the Lions will take a timeout, so we'll take one as well here. 5:55 left, 21-0 to score as you look at it from South District Stadium on a bone-chilling night. And it's getting a little colder now for Shawnee Mission East as time is starting to wind out of their season. Ty out in front, 5:55 left. Charlie Bremer in the game now, the second group of running backs. First appearance by Bremer on the offensive unit. He gets ahead for a couple. Actually, they'll give him 3 down to the 23-yard line. Charlie comes in with 72 carries, 317 yards, Nate, and he did a good job in the last meeting between these two clubs. He was filling in for Garrett Addig. Of course, Thomas Daniels was out of that game as well. This is Bremer again off the right side, maintains his footing, still spinning off tacklers. Ludwig finally puts him down inside the 20. He'll be shy of a first down. The Lions using the middle of that football field between the hash marks, not wanting to get near the out-of-bounds lines.
And I'm surprised the middle of the field isn't worn out. There aren't that many divots down that field. You know, when I've seen Bremer this year, I've been very impressed. He is very much like Addig. He keeps his legs going. He's reliable. He's relentless. If he was playing for another football team, he would definitely be close to an all-conference performer.
Bremer dives down at the 15-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. Dane Hammersmith in at quarterback, 5'9", 157, fits back into that same mold as J.D. You're looking at the offense for next year out there as well, with the exception of JoJo Polk. Talking about the offensive backfield.
Absolutely, and this is the offense if somebody gets hurt, too. You never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. You play against some solid defenses, and some guy may go down. It's very important. This is crucial. You know, some football coaches won't do this, but Dick Purdy, he knows the game so well, he's got to keep those backups fresh and ready to go.
Plus, you don't want to risk any injury when you're assured right now of a game next week with what is being billed as the best team in the state, Olathe North.
Yeah.
Flag is thrown into the pack as Bremer dives ahead inside the 15.
Yeah, with Olathe North coming in, you gotta guess there's going to be some people, some prognosticators that are going to say this is the state football game next weekend.
There's some good teams out west left still playing. First meeting was between Olathe North and the Lions. It was the only setback on the Lions record, and that was a thrashing by the Eagles.
Well, Jim, you were around, and you pretty much understand what happened in that football game. How much better is this Lawrence High football team than when they played North?
They're much better, Nate. There's no doubt about that. But the other thing that the coaches will tell you is, so is North.
This is true.
Nobody really gets worse during the year unless there are injuries. Hammersmith, nice job to pull that football out, and he pays for it at the 20. But Dane rambles for 6. The coaches, all along, you ask him, say, your team has gotten better, hasn't it? Yeah, but so has the opposition. So you're in store for what we should be in store if Olathe North gets by Blue Valley Northwest tonight. Should be in store for a tremendous football game next Friday night from Haskell Stadium. Of course, we'll be there and hope to see you guys there as well. A few more fans, I imagine, will be in attendance for that game. Then this one, it is bone-chilling cold and people hanging out there with their blankets still. And that is not enough to keep you warm tonight, folks. Gagnon gets out of about a 5-yard pickup across the 25-yard line. Gagnon, the leading ground gainer for them this season, also the leading ground gainer tonight with 39 yards for the Lancers. Clock under 3 minutes. Lions' second team defensively is out there. Loose football. Lancers got it back. Kilpatrick back in the football game now for Lawrence High School. This East team, though, Nate, you know, there's always a winner when you get to this point in the season. And then there's the other team that has to go home and watch the next couple of weeks, and they want to be a part of that. And you hate to use the cliche, there's no losers out here, but Shawnee Mission East will finish up with a 4-6 record, and it will not show what they did this season. To win their final 3 games in district play and to show up in a game like this or be in a situation like this where you're involved in the postseason is a great accomplishment.
Absolutely, and sometimes it's forgotten by a lot of people, but the guys playing out there, they'll remember how hard they fought throughout the year. And I read something in the Lawrence Journal World earlier today about, I think it was back at the beginning of the season, about this East team. Their coach was talking about how they played their first 3 games of the season. They may have lost, but they've gotten to be a better football team. And when you play football, what you really look at is how much you grow and what memories you have. And they definitely have a lot of both.
Keller on the draw, gives it off to Gagnon, and he slips some tacklers, gets out to the 45-yard line.
Gagnon, the ball carrier. Timeout.
Well, here's a replay. Keller to Gagnon, this has been the combination tonight. These 2 players have a bright future at this school. Gagnon, a strong runner running up front. But unfortunately for them tonight, people are leaving, and they're not going to have their way with the Lions.
.127 left to play. East coaches, I think, you know, we've been involved in so many playoff games, and at this point in time, you can't get in the coaches' heads, but at this point, they're kind of saying, hey, guys, this is a great season. You got to believe in yourselves. This was a great season. Let's go out, finish this baby up strong, and think about next year.
And that's all you can ask of your team. You're playing against the number 3 team in the state. Some people believe this program is the top team in the nation, and I think so. They're playing hard. What you want to do is you want to fight till the end, so you can hold your head up high.
1:27 left, second down and a couple. Keller, he's going for it. Cranks it up, has his man there. It's caught at the 25-yard line. The clock will continue to wind, but Prino brings it down for Shawnee Mission East.
Well, that's why they called the timeout right there. They're going to move the chains. He unfortunately didn't get out of bounds, but that was a 41-yard connection. Keller to Prino. Watch Keller drop back very quickly. Keller just gets rid of the football, knowing that he doesn't have that much time, and Prino corrals it all the way down at the 25-yard line.
31-yard play, and that's picked off JoJo Polk. And JoJo wrapped and thrown out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Polk read that play and picked it. JoJo with his 5th of the season, and that'll ice it for the Lions with 1:06 left.
Well, what a way to end it right there. I think Polk wanted some redemption after Prino caught that football, keeping his head in the football game, knowing it's not over with. Polk made a blue chip play and intercepted the ball.
Well, the Lions kept their heads in this football game from the start, Nate. No looking ahead. He took Shawnee Mission East seriously. East, a good-sized team. They have a lot of beef up front, and they really contained the Lions fairly well tonight. Lawrence High didn't get any big plays in this football game.
And you're right, they did contain the option. They forced them to go to the dives and the traps, changing their offense a little bit, and they did not allow the big plays.
Check on the carry for Lawrence. Vince Davis on the stop.
Clock under a minute left to play. The Lions with a 1-yard gain on that last play. Todd Mihalchik was the ball carrier. Lawrence High 1 more week left anyway, hoping for 2. It'll be Olathe North or Blue Valley Northwest next Friday night at Haskell Stadium. Lions jump, they'll stop that play. And also the clock at 28 seconds. And it's a chance to thank the Kansas State High School Activities Association, which reminds you to get out and support your favorite team, your favorite sport, or drop in on a debate or any type of activity involved at your local school. Clock at 28 seconds. The Lions winning their 9th football game here with just one setback. And we'd like to thank all our sponsors for tonight's game, especially Mr. Good Sense Subs and Pastas. When you think about your holiday party needs, and you better start thinking about them soon, folks. Think party trays from Mr. Good Sense. Our meat, cheese, sub, and cookie party trays are quick as well as a sure hit. And Mr. Good Sense will deliver your party trays right to your door. Mr. Good Sense, good food that makes good sense. The Lions win it 21-0. A defensive stand by Lawrence High School and an offensive showing led by Garrett Addig, who scored 2 touchdowns tonight and went over 100 yards on the evening. Back with the final wrap-up here from South District Stadium after this word. Picking up his first, and that was the capper in the third quarter. Lawrence High scoring in the first 3 periods. Garrett Addig from 2 yards out, Addig from 1 yard out, and J.D. Lauterbarger a 9-yard sweep. And the Lions have moved 1 step closer to another trip to state. And Nate, I tell you, this is a solid performance by Lawrence High School. They really look tough. They look solid, focused, took care of business tonight, and now can start thinking about Olathe North or Blue Valley Northwest next week.
And what's great about this football team, this game for Lawrence High, is that what they did tonight can carry over against North. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They had great plus yardage by Addig and Daniels, and as well Lauterbarger. They can bring that into next Friday night, and it's going to be a barn burner. Thank you very much.
Well, the Lions with 283 yards of total offense tonight held Shawnee Mission East to just 130 on a very cold night. And now we'll get a chance to get on the bus, warm up, and think about one more week of practice anyway, and look for 2 more. Our thanks to all the people that braved the cold tonight. Special thanks to Glenn Percy and the Kansas State High School Activities Association and Dick Purdy and his coaching staff as the Lions win it here at South District Stadium 21-0 over Shawnee Mission East. For our entire crew and Nate Florell, this is Jim Brasiano saying thanks for being with us. So long, everybody.